First, I love that they planned the text out so that his name was Caesar landed almost dead center. And although I think this text is mostly unnecessary, it's brief and really sums up the first trilogy. And the short prologue ties us to the new movie in an elegant way. Caesar's funeral pyre showing us how important he was to all ape kind, the first lesson he ever taught them, apes together strong, and his symbol, the window from his first home, so that we're reminded when we see it later. This movie isn't about Caesar, and it's also completely about Caesar. And as someone who loved the first trilogy, I was hesitant going into a new one. But this opening honestly put me at ease, and for more reasons than that it's just peaceful and serene. Although that's part of it. The world has changed, the war is over, and there's a sense that our protagonists are far enough removed from that time that they're truly at peace. We're also about to be introduced to a brand new kind of ape. Also, it's crazy how long it took me to realize these were all old buildings. It's nice that Anaya never becomes a traitor or even gets jealous of Noah because he's a little immature. Instead, he's just a homie and I love it.
Leave one, always. That is the law.
And Noah's first words set up his character arc beautifully. Truly amazing ingenuity and resourcefulness. I don't know what it is about these types of openings, maybe it's the cliffhanger curse, but I think we were all afraid the movie was going to kill someone, and even though it does get dire, I appreciate this stressful yet bloodless opening.
Noah's scared, not Anaya.
For real, they set up Anaya to be an a-hole, but he's just Noah's numbskull buddy.
Maybe Echo.
Calling humans echoes offends me? I feel targeted. Meaning it's perfect. They're only echoes of their former selves. Teens. Look, I'm not saying I have ape face age blindness, but I do. Caesar had grays by war, but these actors are selling that they're in their late teens extremely well.
Were you scared?
Not as scared as Anaya!
Ape Falconry had no idea the clan would be falconers, and it immediately cast a new light on the opening sequence. This is their land.
You may almost wait for bonding. I am your mother.
Noah being a narc again. Still loving the filmmakers trust us to figure some stuff out on our own, since we've already seen him use this sign. Chekhov's comeuppance song. Siblings do be like that sometimes.
You are true, Noah.
You love to see a dad trust and connect with his son. It's always an easy way to create conflict, but Noah's hesitations were about himself, not his dad.
You climbed top nest. Hard climb.
Love that Oda is introduced as this terrifying figure and then proceeds to dap Noah for his sick on-side of that face. No campus, but some tight dino. The facial capture in this movie is absolutely astounding. I think we've come to expect it from the main character, but every ape is alive and living their own experiences now. The little muscle movements, squints, and head tilts, it's all so very real, it's easy to forget there aren't actual apes on camera. Watching this made me really want to build a treehouse and sleep outside like this, and then I thought, well, apes don't care about mosquitoes, but then I looked it up and apparently they don't usually fly above 25 feet, so apes are onto something. I love that the second he had any free time, he started making the piece to fix his mom's broken fish hanger thing. Seemed like he was just fiddling as a distraction, but he was really working. Expert introduction for echoes. The way her eyes reflect the fire make them seem like they're burning with rage.
Then I will wait with you.
Anaya, wait too.
Those are some friends. Better get used to that sound. Horrifying line and knife reveal. Not to mention masked apes. There's something very unnerving about it. Unnatural. I'm like, you all look the same anyway. Oh, I did more speciesism. My bad.
Follow the horse! Find his clown!
That's really smart. There's this split second where I thought, do something, and then I calmed down and realized the something would have been die, so he made the right choice. And as if the slow reveal of Noah's village on fire wasn't enough to really feel his pain, we then go into a 58-second handheld oneer that could be like 90% digital and we'd have no idea. I don't even know anymore. What's real? JK, I have this side by side from the 4K and lots of it is real. So much of this movie is shot on location. It's no wonder it feels alive.
They broke my egg!
That delivery. Conveying that Anaya is still a terrified teenager and maybe in shock. Getting that egg was so important to him that despite his tribe in shackles and his village burning, he still focused on the thing that would make him an adult. And soon we find out that Anaya is scared, making these moments feel even more courageous.
For Caesar!
What a reveal. That the peace-loving ornithologist clan aren't direct descendants of our guy, but the war-crazy murderers are claiming his name. And we don't even know the half of it yet.
Take them to Proximus!
Although those who've studied any Romance languages know that Proximus means next in Latin, so maybe they put two and two together. Respect for this. Noah doesn't know they'll help him later. They're both risking their lives because it's right. These are some badass good guys. Apparently, Noah hasn't seen the first 3 PotA movies, otherwise he'd know gorillas can't be taken down so easily. Actually, is it possible that there are only chimps in his clan and seeing a gorilla would be like, OMG, giants are real? Not only that, but he has a magic pain stick that he doesn't have to touch me with directly. Brutal.
For Caesar.
How very human of apes to do awful stuff in the name of someone who taught the exact opposite. Love the reveal that once the wood is burned away, the foundation was a transmission tower, which explains the guy wire. The emotion. Andy Serkis made me stunned to cry over an ape, and now Owen Teague is bringing out the waterworks again.
I will find them. I will bring them home.
These movies are often about radicalizing moments, and for a brief second, you might think Noah's about to say, kill them all or avenge you, but that's not his jam. You really can't beat a solid overgrown dystopian cityscape. In fiction. IRL, yeah, well, probably less fun. Okay, Joel. As if the outside world wasn't scary enough, apparently the weather is pretty bad in the future. Who could have foreseen such a... This probably seems like an insane coincidence, or you were thinking it was an insane trap, but the truth is that Noah was drawn to the smoke which appeared to be seeping out of the ground, something that really only makes sense with a glass roof like this. Really, he just got lucky that the vines broke his fall.
Speak up. Speak up.
Interesting that it only took, well, many generations for speaking apes to be the default and Raka just expects it.
He was my village.
Okay, Bill. Also stealing that line.
Apes falling from the sky.
Immediately love this guy.
An ancient way to store ideas.
Yeah, what the crap is that? All our ideas are on screens.
Caesar, he was our leader, our lawgiver.
I'm pretty sure we all agree the only thing missing in this movie is more Raka.
We, the order of Caesar, follow his words. I am now the last.
Spin-off show about a young Raka joining the Order of Caesar?
We believe apes built this as a refuge for humans. Humans were cared for, fed, maybe even taught.
And I love that Raka can have the inside scoop on Caesar and ape history, just not quite every detail correct.
Humans are slow-witted.
Hey, what did he say?
They were important to Caesar, so they are important to me.
It's almost like kindness and tolerance are ideas that could affect generations, and perhaps hate and intolerance could do the same.
I have no time for...
I will not slow you down. I too keep a horse. Can we not slow down?
Set him up to knock him down. Never gets old. Apes on horses look so weird.
This is important.
Got him with the callback.
They are important.
That's either your cray or we should explode her head. Could go either way.
We will name her Nova. We name them all Nova.
Hints at something Maurice started after Caesar's death, and whatever it was intended to mean, it's trickled down through the generations and solidified that humans were important to Caesar.
He led with decency, morality, strength.
I truly will never get over how emotive the apes are in this movie. The motion capture is at an entirely new level. Show this to someone even 50 years ago and try to convince them that these aren't IRL intelligent apes or really sophisticated animatronics. And the flickering light from the fire brings them to life. I'm also going to show you this again because wow, do Peter Macon and Owen Teague deserve so much credit for having perfect ape performances.
Caesar never had to share camp with this Nova.
I love this moment. Even Raka, who is gentle and kind, can't help but laugh at Noah clowning on Nova because of her gross human stench. Also funny to now know that she heard that and understood it. The strings picking up in the score with wonder as he sees space is a great touch. Like it's just too much information for him to behold. Again, knowing what we know, it's very likely that May has never seen space despite knowing about it.
Unfortunate that the human can only use its feet for walking.
He's right. And look, Noah got an on-site for this send, but the truth is that without his feet, decking was in his future.
Imagine if you were falling from a tree.
But it's also a perfect example of how ape-centric their world is at this point. Raka can't even contemplate primates that wouldn't spend large amounts of time in trees.
What is that?
A+ delivery.
Horses with stripes. Quite striking.
So May is definitely seeing other humans, but her reaction could totally be to the number of zebras since she knows Earth's true history. And it's an interesting thought. It wouldn't take many zebras in zoos getting out for their numbers to grow. But it makes more sense in hindsight that she's sad to see so many feral humans.
It is important.
I got him with the callback.
Is important.
Told ya. It was smart that the end of this scene is when Nova reveals she can speak, because it's the first time we've seen a bunch of humans together, and her tank top and ripped Levi's are a step above loincloths. It also explains why she gets out of the net so easily, that and because it sort of misses her. The human roundup scenes in these movies are always a really nice reminder of how cooked we'd be if apes got wicked smart and took over. Finally, a little OG xylophone in the score, and right as they hit into the tall grass too. Fairly certain it's actually illegal to have a tall grass scene and not do an aerial shot.
Here.
To be fair, this is one of the more tense hiding in tall grass scenes we've had in a while. No! Great reveal. Also, the way she yells his name, one could mistake it for her just trying to sound it out. Nice.
Caesar will forgive.
Love it, Raka forever. And no matter the belief system, everyone loves to justify a mollywhopping. I know Silva is a big, scary gorilla, but don't you also just want to pet his fuzzy little head?
I have a name. May.
Their reactions are fantastic. Also, such a difference between this moment and when the human colony hears Caesar speak for the first time.
You were safe with us, and still not true.
And she never really will be, Noah, my boy. It's something I really enjoy about this movie. May never fully trusts them, and the truth is that were she to explain how she needed a decryption key drive to activate the satellite dishes so her bunker could communicate to other intelligent humans around the globe, they'd either think she was crazy or scratch their fuzzy heads in confusion. But obviously, the stickler for the rules and the truth is gonna be a little confused and peeved. Even if he's still a good guy. Love these moments, all the understanding conveyed with looks. Clearly they all assume it's a trap, but they don't have any other options. Rough callback to war, and it's almost like Proximus took the entirely wrong lesson from that movie. No thank you. You ever been in the pool with your feet up on your pink unicorn float and there's that brief moment where you can't get your head above water and you're like, huh, I could definitely drown like this. And then you take your feet off. That, but a million times worse, cause rapids.
Together. Strong.
Nothing more badass than using your last words to send a message of power and wisdom. Love the constant evidence of human superiority encircling and towering over the apes. You know, because I'm a human. Look, tropes are tropes for a reason. They work, but I can't be the only one always thinking, you guys waste a lot of rope by cutting it just to scare your captives for 5 seconds. Yeah, the win is that bad guys are stupid and prioritize fear over pretty much everything else.
Welcome home, baby bird.
Solid expectation subversion. Sure, apes are working, but it's not like Woody's prison camp in war. It's more culty. By the way, it took me a few watches to realize this is how Lightning got his name. Hugging. And more expectations of version. There's a moment where we wonder how smart Proximus might actually be, but then we see a well-loved Vonnegut right before the human reveals himself.
He's mostly interested in history, Roman history especially.
Typical dude. Although that subversion is flipped back since we're learning Proximus is pretty dang smart and desires to be even smarter.
So, who are you?
I'm the human not helping the apes.
Got him. More hugging. Now that's an entrance.
What a wonderful day!
Like a religious responsorial. What could go wrong?
What a wonderful day!
Get this guy a few private jets and a $20 million home. He's earned it.
Caesar was first, Elder. Now I am Caesar!
Honestly, my only complaint is that there isn't more of Kevin Durant's face in Proximus. Otherwise, perfect charismatic villain. Although that little chomping action was all Durant.
As one, we work together.
It's wild how context can change meaning. What a wonderful day and apes together strong go from, well, that's nice and sure, unity is great, to, oh, they're gonna kill everyone real quick. Oof, brutal, that chain messed some apes up.
Maybe stronger tomorrow.
It's optimism. Someone should do a study on the physical size of a symbol compared to the size of the bastardization of the symbol's original message.
Build a world for the apes.
It is already their world.
Great line, and even knowing about the bunker May comes from, I'm kinda with Macy here, but it's not really fair because I knew Caesar like a brother. Also, credit for holding it back because it would have been a dope line for the trailer.
The elders did not tell us everything about this world.
Tell me about it. Also a slight tangent, but this is the primary reason I skip everything after the first trailer. That line is sold in the trailer like the elders were hiding some big conspiracy, but the movie proper tells us they didn't know.
They did not tell us because they did not know. They did not want to know.
Often trailers push a different movie and I'd rather just watch it in theaters. Look, not trying to get all speciesist here again, but I think Noah is a good-looking dude. Handsome ape, which lines up with Owen Teague, attractive boy. But have you seen Lydia Peckham? 'Cause Suna compared to Lydia? But Proximus appears to be standing up straighter than the rest of the apes, which was always Caesar as well. And you can imagine that's a detail that was passed down over the generations. He stood taller than all the other apes. So you know Proxy's gonna stretch that spine. Sucks that Anaya seems to be having a rough time, but I'm just so happy he's alive.
Evolution.
There's Durand.
They could speak across oceans. They could fly, Noah.
Man, I love his cadence and intonation. Amazing salesmanship. He's clearly genuinely enamored with humans, and he's trying to make Noah understand so he'll join his cause willingly.
But now we will learn. Apes will learn. I will learn.
But so he's a slightly more advanced King Louis. Got it. Abadobadoya indeed.
I know you are coming here to get inside my vault.
It is not yours!
Interesting little twist that May even knows about the vault. The way she hides her true intentions this entire movie is impressive, especially given that I often found myself just implicitly trusting her.
Very clever. He repaired one of your broken staffs.
Once you hear it, it's very obvious that Trevathan built them, but it's another gut punch to the old humanity button. Another bonobo baddie like Koba, and again an interesting choice since they're generally less violent and smaller IRL, yet Proxy is ginormous.
Eagle Clan belongs to Proximus. That is the law, but the law is wrong.
Hell yeah. Honestly, this is less about Noah's character arc and more a genuine coming-of-age story where he realizes that not all laws are just. Also, the message is break the law and eagles will think you're awesome. Also, Noah's mother would definitely know that Sun was always a jerk to Noah, so this is more than just an eagle returning, and for the clan it could be everything.
Proximus's apes found our camp. They killed everyone.
The more you speak, the less I believe. Trust you only to help yourself, but that could help me. Now.
Noah speaks in broken English, and he was naive, sheltered small clan upbringing can do that to you. But he may be the most intelligent ape we've ever encountered. Even I kinda thought she was finally being honest, but she just can't stop lying.
Like a book. A special book. Humans lost their ability to speak, and this book might bring it back.
Okay, but that's actually kinda true. She's trying to Eli 5 it. But a drive, like a book, contains information or data, and without it, humans can't communicate with other bunkers. Credit for his honesty.
You cannot make hard climb without Anaya.
But Buddy just needed a few minutes to cry it out. Been there. But also a way to stand like a creeper, Anaya.
Hello, Echo.
Politeness. I mean, if apes are gonna learn our awful qualities, they might as well learn the cool stuff too.
You like her, Suna?
Well, yeah, crushes are obvious when it's a different species.
Just come with us, please.
Knowing what happens, I think she's begging him for his sake.
He's gonna skin your monkey alive.
Haha, finally. Was worried there weren't enough humans now, but we still got that classic human continuity. What a brutal and intense 30-second oneer. Also, I know Trevathan is injured, but the fact that May knows how to kill him quick and in a way where he can't make much noise should probably be a red flag for the apes. Ape might not kill ape, but human sure do kill the hell out of human. I mean, they do seem a little freaked out. Again, the difference between humans and apes on display. May just plain can't do this climb, and not only can Noah do it, he can do it with her on his back. And sure, the weight is slowing him down a bit, but that just lets us see how easy it is for apes without a human on their back. Suna and Anaya are horsing around. Nailed it, no notes. What a killer adventure shot.
Wait here.
Yeah, super chill and not sketchy at all, May. Good thing we didn't all just see you murk quiz kid Donnie Smith. It's unlikely, but there's the slimmest of chances that the Griffith Observatory telescope was set up in Saturn's path and Noah happened to catch it, which is why he touched the Saturn model, but more likely that he's just recognizing what he saw in general. Some things are creepy regardless of your species. And that sounds exactly like the audio from the OG. Yep, it is. The dress even looks similar. Dang, that doll traveled 3,000 miles! JK, they often made more than one doll at a time. The thing I like most is that the condition of the doll confirms Kingdom is still a millennia before the original, which means fun connections can still be made. Keen-eyed viewers noticed Satcom Key and immediately realized she wasn't lying about the communication thing. Not I, but maybe you. Lol, even our written word gets it wrong. Granted, I don't know of 8 bars. Proxy one step ahead again. I do love a crafty baddie.
Duplicitous creature.
I also love when he drops $10 words, proving that Trevathan's lessons were really working. Honestly, the fact that she only took the Taurus Model 85 shows wild restraint. I wouldn't let those doors open unless I was double fisting some of the heavier stuff from the gun locker. But not Lightning, he seemed alright.
He can't have it.
May.
Sorry.
It is a brutal decision, and while May does escape, she was definitely risking her own life for what she saw as an existential threat to the remaining humans. That pause before the breakthrough is truly terrifying. Who's the Proximus Caesar now? Props for believing in yourself, bro, but imagine thinking you're tougher than the ocean? The freaking ocean? And May as a secret antagonist is a great twist. She obviously doesn't want Noah or the Eagle Clan to die, but she's willing to sacrifice them for human survival. Also, okay, Ellie. It's a little tougher. But you know, Ellie would do whatever it takes to save humanity, and it counts. This is the second time we've really felt the terror of water. The way it's smashing stuff around and how clearly powerless the apes are against it. Saving your mama.
Eagle Clan! Climb!
Really love this moment of Noah taking charge. And it's using the skills they've been developing living among cliffs. And it's what Caesar had his clan do at the end of war. Tricky, tricky after we got the fake out with Anaya earlier. And if you're gonna have a boss fight, you might as well make the intro dope. This is some of the most dynamic action in an Apes movie. It's definitely a lot of CGI, but it gives you that motion control camera feel. Oof, baiting Silva. Although it wasn't without risk. And a brutal death, but Noah again used his size against him. There's a brief second where you want to play Flick's speech from A Bug's Life about ants outnumbering hoppers to all these chimps, and then Proxy made me pee myself. Legit, I get it, fam. Proximus has been smart and conniving in this film so far, but I like that they show he's also a bruiser. He has his guards and his protection, but when it comes down to it, the dude can rumble and is genuinely wrecking Noah. The eagles flying above them in the background are the perfect touch. And it's very satisfying that the guy who wanted to know everything about humanity skipped over such a simple thing about apes because he saw them as more primitive than himself.
Proximus has no need for eagles.
And it was his undoing. And honestly, another brutal way to go out. Lightning got off the easiest, but also a very satisfying way to film his demise. Comeuppance. That kid is wearing one of the Proximus clan masks. Kids these days don't know how to take anything seriously. Back when I graduated high school in 2003, I would have never made jokes like this. You go all the way back to 2001, you love to see him honoring both Caesar and Raka.
Can ape and human live together?
The gun reveal after that line is, May was never a good guy and she still isn't. It doesn't necessarily mean she's a villain. She didn't go there to kill him, she just wasn't sure if he'd want to kill her. She's one of the most interesting human characters in the series.
Important.
We aren't given much about May's past, but it's easy to imagine that she was raised with a touch of prejudice, and something tells me that Noah giving her something this important might go a long way towards coexistence. This whole twist was not one I expected at all, and yet it is also the least surprising thing because if humans are anything, it's resilient. And a great ending, both of them looking up at the stars with concern for the future, but Noah's expression is noticeably changed. Raka lives! Rise was a split between the human perspective and the ape perspective. Dawn leaned a little more into the ape POV, and then humans were the primary antagonists in war. Now, generations later, we're told it's all apes top to bottom. Obviously, the original movie and the remake are both from human perspectives, but now that we're coming closer to what those worlds were like, it was a phenomenal choice to flip it. There are only 2 humans for the majority of this movie, and one of them is so slippery we still don't know which things she said were true and which were lies. It's a bit of a brain buster because I think everything in us makes us want to identify with May, but we really don't. Sure, you can excuse or justify the decisions she makes, but Noah's questions are all totally valid. What is humanity's end goal? May has some strong feelings about who the planet belongs to, and I'm not inclined to immediately agree with her. In fact, while Trevathan worked for the Big Bad and was maybe a bit of a weasel, nothing he said was wrong. And the Big Bad himself was also 100% correct about May. What does it all amount to? No black and white answers about who's in the wrong. And even more so, the start to a potentially excellent trilogy or series of movies. I'm in. Give me more. And you probably want more too. And since y'all seem to like the CinemaWins reaction video on Nebula, I did another. This time a very recent one, the one for this movie in fact. I hadn't watched it when I hit record, so you'll get my live reaction, which is, well, you just have to check it out. I will say the most surprising thing was that it actually made me like the movie more, because of how wrong they were about some things. But really, it's half an hour long, so go watch it. And you can by signing up with my link down in the description or on screen in a bit, and you'll get 40% off an annual plan. Dracula's Ex-Girlfriend is almost here. Go watch the trailer right after this. And if you haven't caught up on The Getaway yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. But I'm gonna keep it brief because I know you just want to go watch my exclusive React videos. So head on over and sign up. You'll love it, I promise. Thanks.
Let us eat.